Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is a very exciting evening. We're here. This is the final night. Tomorrow's our big day. We're all here to vote yes tomorrow. I know a lot of you here are also volunteering tomorrow. Thank you so much. It's so critical to have folks at the polls welcoming our voters and encouraging them to, and reminding them to vote yes tomorrow for our very important BRICS School Bond. We've spent the last 2 months informing our voters, educating our community, working together. We have a wonderful team. I just want to take a minute to introduce the rest of the committee for Citizens for Dearborn Schools. Michael Kuntz is sitting here in the front. Michael was responsible for all of the print media that you saw and did just a fantastic job taking time away from his business, that's what he does, to help us with all the wonderful print. So thank you. The beautiful mailers that you received and a lot of the information that you've seen on Facebook is because of Michael.
Techno guy.
Yes. John Zadikian, where are you?
Right here.
John Zadikian. He is the butter voice, we call him, but they have butter voice. He will convince anyone to vote yes, and he has done videos for us. He has posted all of the endorsements. I know so many of you in here tonight offered endorsements. We thank you for those endorsements. That was also critical to the success of this bond and our work the last 2 months. And John was responsible every morning at 6 a.m. Many of you likely saw on Facebook. He would push out the endorsements and do all of that work and make sure that the social media was up to date and competitive and out there, and again, educating our voters. So thank you. Kodar Farhat in front of us here, and Kodar is just a fantastic member of our team as well. Offered a wonderful video to our community, gave a wonderful endorsement, great ideas throughout, has been out there working his network as well, and we thank Kodar for his involvement in our committee. Thank you. Cassidy Townsend had a vacation planned with her husband long before she agreed to be part of this committee. And so she is on a boat in the middle of an ocean. She will not even be able to find out what the results are tomorrow. So she worked tirelessly. She was our treasurer for this committee, made sure that all the nickels and dimes were added up and that we received monetary endorsements and just kept us on track. And so Chastity was a critical member, and we thank her as well, and hopefully she's having an enjoyable evening and able to disconnect. And next to me is my co-chair, Hussein Hashem, who worked tirelessly to promote videos via social media, got the vote out to all of his networks, offered his office, Educare, to us every week when we met as a committee, has been a fantastic co-chair, and so thank you for all that you have done. And of course, I know that Glenn will come up later, but his team has just been such an inspiration. They've been true leaders. Dave Mustonen, Hassan, Mary, thank you as the leader of your Board of Education, rallying her troops, getting the board inspired and active, and everyone out there to support. And Glenn has been our fearless leader. I don't think I've said this a million times, that he has closed his eyes in the last 2.5 months. He has been working so hard to make sure that our residents are educated and well informed about this bond and how long it's been in our public eye. We know that it's been out there for over 2 years with this Infrastructure Task Committee coming together, over 65 people. I think we ended up with 40 at the end, really working to get the nuts and bolts of this bond put together. And he has worked tirelessly to make sure that this passes, and it will tomorrow, with all of us supporting it out at the polls and getting people there tomorrow. Yeah. So just before I introduce Hussein, I know he wants to say a few words. I just want to go over a little bit of housekeeping around here. Hussein bought these sticks, and so now we'll all have to figure out how to fit them into your cars tonight. So if you are working the polls tomorrow, yes, please grab one of these long sticks with our Vote Yes signs. They're easy to hold, yes, I guess, tomorrow, and we've had demonstrations of putting them over our heads in case of rain. Because of Halloween and the rain that we had, there was not a poncho to be purchased. So I apologize in advance if there's rain tomorrow. So please grab a sign, grab a bag on the way out, grab 2 if you're picking it up for someone else, and there are instructions and information inside the bag for you all to read, contact information and information to pass out to voters as they walk by. Thank them for coming and remind them to vote yes. Please do not engage. And enjoy yourselves tomorrow, and please meet us tomorrow evening after the polls close at Andiamo's for a celebration as we wait for the positive results to come in. So that's all I have. I'll introduce Hussein, who will have a few words to say as well. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Are we ready for tomorrow?
Yes.
Here we go. Let's do more the passionate one. Are we ready for tomorrow?
Yes.
Here we go. That's the spirit. Well, tomorrow it's not about a yes or no vote. Tomorrow it's about the future of our city. It's whether we need a good and great public educational system or not. It's whether we need or we want great schools and great communities and a great city or not. It's not just a yes or no vote. If we vote yes, it means we want great schools, we want a great community, we want great neighborhoods, and we want the best city ever to live in for us and for our kids to come. Right?
Yeah.
I really want to thank you everyone for being part of this team, for volunteering your time and your effort tomorrow. We want to rally our network, we want to rally our families, our friends. So please, today, tomorrow, pick up your phone, call everyone on your contact list, make sure you let them know that you are supporting the bond and you want them to support the bond and vote what?
Yes!
Exactly. We're going to vote yes, and we're going to win this.
Yes.
Not for Hussein, not for Maria. We're going to win this for our students at Dearborn Public Schools. I'm going to introduce Glenn, and we're going to be going back and forth, but I really want to thank Dearborn.org, Ismail, for broadcasting this thing live. If we can give them a big round of applause. One person who was like our hidden soldier, and she kept us all on track, and we really want to thank her for all of that she's done for the campaign, is Miriam Ayman. She's in the back. She was our field director, and she's been on track and cutting turf and doing stuff and doing the schedule. So thank you, Miriam, for everything. Glenn, I'm gonna introduce the superintendent of Dearborn Public Schools, the one and only, the one that has been here in the district for 25 years. He's more Dearbornites than many of the Dearborns, right? So without further ado, Glenn Malayko.
Everyone here, I am going to repeat a little, but I got to thank the committee, Maria and Hussein for chairing it, and then all the members that were mentioned. They've been working really hard throughout. I don't think they realized we'd be in such a campaign when we first talked about this, and they've been great, and it's been a good team effort. Also, we have, as mentioned, Hassan, David, Tom, and then all the administrators from the district. We appreciate that, and we have our board president, we have our board trustee, Mary Lane, and President Pelichkov, and the entire Board of Education is here. All of you, the organizations too. It really is a community. And I think we got 2 of the board members that did hire me. And I think one of the things you're hired to do, I was hired for, was first of all, ethics are so important, and how we handle and conduct ourselves. And that's why I'm proud to say that we've kept this high throughout. We've kept it high, kept it clean, and kept it positive. We've clarified when needed, but we've made sure that we ran a campaign because really we're the role models for students as well. And we got to remember that when we're in this world of social media, and it's quick and easy to send out messages. And so I'm very proud of the fact that we did that. I appreciate all the organizations. I know the unions are here. I know we've got APAC, the realtors. We have Chief Haddad's here. I know the mayor said he was hopefully going to stop by as well. So we appreciate city council members are here. We have a lot of people here, administrators, citizens, all of you. So I know I might miss someone, so I'm just gonna say everyone, PTA, everyone who's endorsed this. So when they hired me, the easy thing to do would have been, not to put the 2+ years ago, and the board members, administrators remember, boundary lines. Started with boundary lines. But you know what? We're hired, and why we're here is to protect our students and the interest of our students. So I know the board hired me and our entire team, and we worked together to make those tough decisions. The easy thing would have been to just bandage it up if we wanted to take the easy route. But you know what? That is not the proper way. And why? It's because of our students. Our almost 21,000 students, and obviously with the great staff. And so for me, I want to continue to see 3 years in a row Blue Ribbon schools. 3 years in a row. Only 13 out of 3,500 in the state are given out, and this is our 3rd year in a row. I want to continue to see not only 95% graduation rates, but higher. 1.2% dropout rate. 86% of our students enter college within a year. That is way above state averages. Our hidden gem and our partner with Henry Ford College. The dual enrollment classes, and I know we have Sam here from the college. I know the President Cavalluna has been very supportive. We want to continue that for our students. And that's why we've made these tough choices, and that's why you're all here. I believe we're doing it for the students, the school community, and that's what I'll continue to do. And I'm very proud to be superintendent here of such a great district. And I started as a substitute teacher back in '95, then had some time at Salina, at Duval, and I love this district, and I love these students and all of you. And so I just, from the bottom of my heart, let's go out tomorrow, let's do our best. Let's get the win, and let's get that yes vote. And even if it doesn't, and I'm sure it's going to, we put in the best effort we could. And so I really, truly appreciate all the support. And I can't say enough about Maria and Hussein and the group, because they've been under fire quite a bit over the last few weeks, as many of us are. And again, so I'm proud of all of you, and I thank you and all the organizations that are here, because really you stand for what I think Hussein and Maria said, it's the students. And so, what are we going to do tomorrow?
Vote yes!
Can I hear you more? What are we going to do tomorrow?
Vote yes!
Thank you, everyone.
I'm just going to introduce our next our speakers. Basically, our next speaker is a long-time Dearborn resident, a long-time activist. I'm proud to call him my mentor and the leader of the Arab American community, the founder of APAC, my good friend, Abed Hamoud. Give him a good
Good evening, everyone. I will be really short, because I have to go teach a class at HFC. I'm actually going to be a couple minutes late. I want to, first of all, I'm not going to repeat anything of what's been said so far, but I want to, first of all, thank you all for coming, not only working on the bond, but even coming here tonight. It's not easy. Those of us who have been doing this, I've been doing a lot less of it recently, but have been doing this for many years. Leaving your house in the evening in a cold night is, for a volunteer, something. It's not easy. It's always tempting to stay at home. So thank you for doing this, and thank you for campaigning the way you have been doing for the last few weeks and maybe months. I agree with Glenn. The high road is a road that's we should take, because we are working for the schools. And it's usually the road, sometimes it seems less exciting for the community, because you don't answer people. People like controversy sometimes. I just want to tell you, encourage you, give you some words of encouragement, that things that happen or don't happen that should be good for you to know. First of all, there's a lot of noise on Facebook and social media. I've seen this in many campaigns. Hopefully tomorrow will be another one of those where this does not translate into votes. In fact, many of the people who go on social media do not vote. People who posted probably 17 posts this last weekend will forget to vote tomorrow because they get so wrapped up into their Facebook. I'm not kidding you. I know this because I verified it more than once. And there was one guy this weekend was posting all the time. He said something about, was projecting on this side, saying that, there are rich people telling me vote yes. I'm thinking, really? And then he says most of them don't live in Dearborn. So I couldn't help but say, let me click on his profile and see where he lives. His name is Amin. I don't know him. I clicked his profile on Facebook. It's not a secret. He says, I live in Houston, Texas. He's criticizing people. That's the kind of people who are attacking you. So don't worry about it, because they do a lot of talk. They love to play on their phones and things. A lot of them, this is a chance for them to have some life or some existence and be in the limelight. So I hope they don't vote. I want you to know also Arab American PAC is fully supportive. And we did send a mailer out to every single Arab household in this community, because some of you may not have gotten it because you're not on that list. We go by last names simply. So it's bilingual. It has a letter and it tells about our history with supporting the schools and opposing bonds when we need to, but we always have a solution when we oppose bonds. We don't oppose them and say, go figure out something better or cheaper. So I want you to know things hopefully be better than you think. It's a little discouraging when you look at them on Facebook this weekend or on other social media. I don't go much on the others. Tomorrow, make sure you call people. I cannot tell you enough, some others said it. Call the closest people to you because they're the ones who may forget to vote too. My family is very involved, my kids, my brothers, my sister, my nephews, nieces. And every time when I put on a family chat, did you vote? There's always 2 or 3 who will forget to vote until you tell them. So please tell them early on enough the day because you can pick up a lot of votes that way. Everybody has a chat, a group or something. It's a reminder tomorrow, not tonight because tonight they'll forget again. People are very ADD these days because of, sorry for using a technical term, because there's so much to their phones. But if you give them a text tomorrow or the chat tomorrow, they'll go and vote when they think about it. Thank you again. I'm sorry I have to leave to go teach my class.
Okay, our next speaker keeps us all safe every day here in the city of Dearborn. He also worked tirelessly to get this bond together and to support something that's very important to me and to all of us in this room, and that's safety. Chief Haddad worked with Dr. Maleko to put together a wonderful program, and I think he's going to tell us all a little bit about it, and we thank him for his support.
Good evening. You know, when I was first approached by the good doc, where are you, doc? You get me in so much trouble. 3 o'clock in the morning he calls, but it's a two-way street, because when I have to call him at 3 o'clock in the morning, he picks up right away. But anyway, when he first approached me about this, I said, well, okay, that's fine, but let me ask you a few questions. So I started asking him about the graduation rate, and I know that we have a great school district, okay? He tells me 95%. 86% go on to college within the first year. We're blue ribbon. I said, what does that mean? Puts us in a very rare distinction, not only in our state, but in our country. And about 100 other things. I said, man, I'm glad I asked him. I was fatigued from all the answers. So I said to him, why would this bond be such a hard sell when the school is in such in great shape? So you're talking about bricks, mortar, and the safety of our kids. That made absolutely no sense to me. So many schools in our state and in our country are struggling academically, dropout. Now, we have social problems in our schools like every other school in the world. You know, young people struggle with whatever is tempting them. But when you look at the graduation rate, and when you look at the GPA in our schools, and we come up with some pretty good sport teams every year, don't we? So I said to him, I don't think this should be a hard sell. And when it comes to safety, I'm not gonna wait a minute, I'm not gonna wait a month, I'm not gonna wait a year. So I didn't have to be sold on that. I can tell you that we visit our schools between 600 and 800 times a month. 600 and 800 times a month. Unannounced visits. We have 7 school resource officers in our school. That's up from 3. The doc and I went to Washington. The mayor took a team of us back in 2015, J. Edgar Hoover building. I was afraid once we got in, doc, they may not let us out. They made us check our cell phones. I said, now what do we do? But anyway, we stayed there for a global conference for two days. And after the first presentation, they came to the mayor and said, do you think you can do 4 hours tomorrow? So they were highly interested in the programs we have in our schools. And the second one they were highly interested in, and I think they're all connected, was our faith-based community and how we interact with them. So I'm just gonna tell you that I'm gonna support our young people no matter what. Waiting till next year is unacceptable to me for security, for the safety of our kids. And safety is not an accident. It's an ongoing mission. And I can tell you our police department, our mayor, I don't speak for him very often because he speaks very eloquent for himself, but I can tell you, we couldn't have a more supportive mayor when it comes to public safety in our schools, so we're committed. And to echo what everyone else said, Maria and the team, thank you for everything you've done, so thank you.
So finally, I want to call up the woman who really worked tirelessly to ensure that this bond was on the ballot for tomorrow and to make sure that it was the right bond at the right time for our residents. She has been a leader in our community and an advocate in our community for, gosh, over 30, 40, 50 years, 30 years? Her whole life. She's a Dearborn, grew up in Dearborn, raised her family in Dearborn.
I've been here for well over 30 years.
Well over 30 years, raised her family in
Yes.
Dearborn, was a PTA, on the council, worked as, I'm sure, a homeroom mother, did all these things, and is now sitting at the head of our table at the Board of Education. So please help me in welcoming our Board of Education President, Mary Petchlikoff.
Okay, I'm gonna take full credit for all the trouble you guys are having right now. It is because of the board that you all sit before us. We did make this decision to put this on the ballot, and we did it because we were elected by all of you to be responsive to our school district, to protect and preserve our buildings, to provide the best learning environment for our students and our staff. It is our responsibility, and we share it with everybody who chose to give us that responsibility. So we take on that onus of having put you in this position, but it's not ours alone. And we recognize that the battle that we are pursuing is one that is shared by everyone in the community. I will tell you, and I'm gonna refer to, and Mona will remember this, and so will Mary, I was that parent back when one bond was successfully defeated way back in, I think, 1999 or 98. And I was on the opposition side, quite frankly, from Abed Hamoud and Amy Blackburn and Mary Lane and everyone. But that one got defeated because the opposition group did have, I will say, an alternate plan that they really believed in. So we put together a task force then, an infrastructure task force. I was a member way back when, and we successfully passed a 2002 bond of $150 million. And that really began my journey in pursuing activism in this community, because I also recognize the importance of a strong city requires a strong school district. And so from then on, I have continued to engage with the community in a variety of ways. And quite frankly, I find it disappointing that our current situation finds us opposed by a group of individuals who are all over the place with reasons. Some want a fourth high school, some want less taxes, some want this, some want, none of it is a cohesive answer or response to the work that we have done for the past 2 years or more.
That's right.
And quite frankly, the message that we have continued to try to put out there to the community is to educate yourself. Educate yourself on the facts. Don't believe and buy into these stories that you're being told. And when the no group comes up with a shrug, when you correct their misleading facts, everyone should pay attention and take note of why these individuals are really out there opposing us, because they don't have an answer. They really don't. We do have an answer, and we're doing it in the with the best of faith, that this is what our students need, and this is what our community needs in order to remain strong and vibrant. And I know that when we go out there, I don't want anybody tackling people to the ground tomorrow. I have been involved in a lot of campaigns over the years. I was elected a charter commissioner. I had to get a charter passed. I ran for school board numerous times. I know what it's like when you get excited at the polls. But if you see somebody trying to weave their way around you and just wave, please don't chase them down. But I will encourage you to say, please consider, be as polite as possible, please consider voting yes for the bond. And if they have a question, if you can answer it faithfully and truthfully, then go ahead and help them understand what we're really fighting for. I appreciate the time commitment and the hard work of everyone. I know it's grueling, I know sometimes it's frustrating, and I know sometimes it's thankless. But we as a board, we thank you. We couldn't do this and we wouldn't be here today without your help and support. So understand that this is not just the board's ballot, this is everyone's bond. And we need you all in order to be successful. So thank you.
So that was it for today. Are we ready for tomorrow?
Yes.
What are we gonna do tomorrow?
Vote yes.
Are we ready to celebrate a win?
Yes.
What time do the polls open?
7 a.m.
What time do they close?
8 a.m.
Yeah. Sorry. We can take questions, by the way. Maria, do you want to join me? If you have any question about tomorrow, the election, if you have any question about anything.
Ali, you want to say something before the question?
تفضل استاذ علي.
Oh, yeah, the mic. Use the mic.
استاذ علي بلعيد تفضل. Please. Mr. Balaid, he's a leader in the Yemeni American community and Arab American community.
The infrastructure
That's
task force.
right, yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for the citizen for Dearborn committee and the committee of the school for preparing all these materials. Yesterday, Adil Mu'azzab has presentation at the mosque and Tex. And he did very good, and also from the other group trying to hijack the meeting and speak. And what surprised me, there is a leader in our community, whether it's from mosque, organization. Well, they said, yeah, we encourage you to go and vote. But they once said, vote yes. You know, they put one leg over there and the others over there. And I will be surprised tomorrow that they will get some student to work for the pool against themselves, against their school, because just give them, you know, money. I won't be surprised. The other group been working hard. I've seen some flyer tonight, they pass it by the mosque. They told a lot of people not to vote. They scared them. They going to raise the taxes. That's the only thing they explain to them. They going to raise the tax. You know, why they don't wait another 6 months and then next year we work together to do this and this. There's 5, 6, 7, I believe, rich people or whatever it is. Because in one of our meeting, one guy mentioned, if you have a house worth $1 million, the tax is going to be 40,000. How many people have $1 million? So they go and work hard. We have to work hard. Start like Abdul Hamoud said, with your family. You know, don't worry about calling somebody else if you didn't get your own family, your friend, your member. And I believe, you know, if anybody cared for the children, for the future of our children, they will vote yes. So thank you so much.
Does anyone have a question about tomorrow, about the election, about the polling, about the volunteering? Question time? Any question? Are we good? Everyone knows their polling, where they're gonna be? Everyone knows the times? Did you take the package, the sign? Make sure you take the sign. I don't know how you're gonna put it. Make sure you take it.
Dave, are you still good on the sign up and everything?
I'll be missed before we wrap up because I know we have a long day tomorrow.
The line where they have to stand.
Yes, there's a yellow line. I mean, we have a roll inside. There's a paper inside. Make sure you read the paper.
Talk about the package. What's in the package?
Sure. Maria, this package has two things. It had a paper for the rolls tomorrow, and it has some stuff that you're gonna pass out to people as they come in to vote. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do, whoever is coming, whenever you come to the poll, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna call in to make sure you are at where you're supposed to be. If you need any water or food, there is a phone number on this paper you can call, and we'll make sure you're gonna have it.
Lunch will be provided for those who are working 11 to 1, and then dinner will also be provided, those who are working 5 to 8. Lunch will be about 12, 12:30, and
Yes.
dinner will be about 6, 6:30.
Exactly.
So, from your cousin's
Yes.
restaurant.
Thank you. If you guys are having any problem, if you have any question, somebody is giving you a hard time, there is 2 phone numbers here.
Call the chief.
911.
We put your number on the sheet, I hope you don't mind. Your cell phone.
If someone is asking you, well, I don't know if I'm registered or if where I need to vote, where's my polling location is, where my precinct location is, there's a phone number here for Mariam in the back. Mariam, this is her phone number. They can call Mariam, and Mariam will be able to tell them if they're registered, and then if where do they need to go to vote. And the good thing about the election this time, you can actually go tomorrow to the clerk office, register, and vote at the same time. This is the first time in any election that it happens. So even if you have family members or friends that they're not registered to vote, they still can tomorrow, but just at the clerk office. Are we good? Do we know where the clerk office is? City administration office. When you are at the poll, make sure there's a yellow line. Make sure you don't pass that yellow line. And if you are holding any literature or if you're wearing anything that says yes on it, make sure when you go inside, you're not holding that stuff. They don't allow any campaign stuff inside the polling station. And like Maria said, when you're done, make sure whoever is from 5 to 8, make sure you stay until 8 p.m. Make sure you don't leave before 8 because this is the rush time. We want to make sure everyone stays until 8. And if you are staying until 8, make sure you go inside when you're done, when the polls close, and get the number of the yes and no vote and report it to us. So we can have a count before the clerk office report the official numbers. Are we good on that?
You can call in one of the numbers.
Yes, if you go inside,
Yes.
because they'll be doing, it's a machine, they'll tell you exactly how many one is yes and how many one is no, and just call us and let us know what's going on. And make sure all the time, whenever you're standing at the polls, you're holding this thing. It's very high, everyone will be able to see it. And just encourage everyone to vote yes. So, thank you everyone. I'll be missed if I didn't mention Maria, our co-chair, for everything that you've done. And I couldn't have asked for a better co-chair than you. I'm grateful to you. Let's end it with this. What are we voting tomorrow?
Yes!
Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. What's up?
8 o'clock, we will meet here.
Oh, I
And Diablo's
No.
it's across the
Yeah.
across the train station. Thank you everyone.
It's better, but we're gonna celebrate.
Like, and it was so